Canon just announced the EOS C50, one of their newer line cinema cameras, and man, is it jam-packed with features. And does it still make me feel good about my FX2 purchase? Let's get into it. One feature that is crazy about the C50 is that it does 7K RAW and open gate. Man, those are really great features. We've saw something similar in the Lumix line of cameras. Sony has yet to give us open gate or RAW internally like that. So I think that is a really great feature. I believe it does what, 32 or 33 megapixels, quite similar to the Sony FX2. What's interesting to me is that the foundation for that camera is based off of a 4-year-old camera, the Sony FX3. The Sony FX3 was so great, is so phenomenal that Canon is like, okay, we need to jump on that bandwagon and make something that has a more hybrid form factor, that's smaller, more compact, but that packs a punch and is feature rich. So you guys are welcome. You know, you're based off of FX3, so it should be more feature rich as it is. Yeah, let's talk about some of these specs and whether or not I think it's something that would make me want to switch. I love that the C50 has a lot of pro features. You get the top handle, similar to how you would get with the FX3 or the FX2 or the FX30. You know, you get that 4-channel of audio recording. Dual bass, ISO, time code. There is a lot packed into it. And it's great to see because it's going to make all the camera manufacturers step up their game. And I'm excited for what the next Cine line is going to look like. Like, can we get like a FX4, like a FX5 somewhere in there that does have open gate or RAW? But what I will say to that is, I've never had a client ask for open gate or ask for RAW or ask for 8K or ask for 7K or even ask for 6K. So yes, while those features are great and it gives you a lot of room in post, it also creates a lot more work in post. You need to have bigger memory cards, larger CF Express cards, larger hard drive space, faster editing capacities, more time, to frame up your vertical shot and then, to export your wide shot, to export your 3x2. Not that it's hard, it's just, it's a different type of workflow that you have to make sure that the editor you're handing it off to is familiar with that and knows how to handle that. I can honestly say I haven't had much experience with that. So there would be a little bit of a learning curve for me on exactly how to make that happen. But I am excited to see that the form factor is, more similar to what we're used to with the Sony Cinema line, and that a lot of the features really make it a really good competitive option to the FX3. So if someone, it makes it really tricky for people who are purchasing their first camera. I think that's where it really opens up the playing field, because let's be real, I have so much Sony glass that trying to make the switch to Sony would be painful. It would be so painful. I mean, maybe I'd start off with one lens or two, but I get from the Sony Cinema line everything that I need and a little bit more. So I'm happy. I'm good. I don't wake up with, nightmares about not having open gate. It's nice, but I don't miss it. I'm cool. I'm still making money. I'm still getting booked. However, I'm, no shade. I'm gonna recognize real. It is a really nice added feature. So I really think that's dope. So if you're someone who's like, okay, I'm ready to purchase my first cinema camera, you got some research and some thinking to do. Do you go with the Sony FX3? Do you go with the Sony FX2? Do you go with the Canon C50? It is a tough playing field. I think it boils down to, what are you going to be using it for the most? Hands down, it's still not going to be the FX3 for low light. It's just not. So that's out the question. So if you want the best low light capabilities, I'm still always going to say the FX3. That camera goes strong, and it's the foundation with which all these other cameras are now being modeled after. So that really says something about how great that camera is. And I love the camera, and I have the camera. But we all know the Canon color science is beautiful. The photos that come out of that are beautiful. I've had the opportunity, if you look at my channel, to play with the Canon R5C, and the images it produces is absolutely stunning. You really get great quality. So it really boils down to, what ecosystem do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the Sony ecosystem? Do you want to be in the Canon ecosystem? What lenses do you already have? That might shape your decision. What things do you want to try or experiment with post? What is your post budget even like? Do you have the funds for a CF Express Type B card and everything that comes with that if you're going to be shooting RAW? With the FX3, you can get RAW with the Adamas Ninja. On my page, I have a few videos on the Adamas Ninja. I have the TX. You can get ProRes RAW right from that. So for me, you know, it's not a huge upgrade because I have access to that via the gear that I already have, but it is nice to have it built in, all built in one. But then for that same price point or slightly cheaper, should you go with the Lumix camera like the S1? You know, those also have RAW and open gates. So the playing field is really fun right now. There's a lot of cool options out there. And I think it's an exciting time for anyone who's, you know, jumping into the game to get a camera. You know, the C50, what it does, burst up to 40 frames. You know, has really good ergonomics, which I really like. It just, you know, C-Log, extended cooling. It's a fantastic camera. I'm not gonna front. Am I gonna make the switch? No, I'm comfortable. I'm cool in my relationship, you know? The relationship is going well. If things get a little salty, you know, then we start looking. But there are times where I may pick up the Canon strictly for photography, but Sony is my comfort zone. I know the system. I know the menu. It feels good. Also, the 50C doesn't have a viewfinder, and the FX2 does have a viewfinder. So that's something to be said. If you're going to go all out, y'all might as well add the viewfinder. I mean, the R5C, I think it has it. Yeah, so y'all should have just added that. You know what would have made it an absolute killer feature? I need to see if it has it, but internal ND. If y'all just added that, that would chef's kiss. And you know, they took from the Sony Cinema line the different mounting points, so now they have mounting points on their camera. So a lot of what they're doing is modeled off of what was already done in the FX3, and they made it better. They did improve in a lot of areas. So it is an exciting camera. Hopefully one day I'll get to play with it and try it out and see how it compares not only to the R5C, but to my FX3. I do have a video where I compare the R5C to the FX3 and to the FX2. So again, exciting times. Maybe I'll pick it up to try it out. I don't know. But so far, I think I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm happy with what I have. I am at Sony Condo now, and I'm going to be using the FX2 to vlog for the first time alongside the Pocket 3, which I'm using right now. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about the Canon C50? Are you thinking about picking it up? If you are a Canon user, is this something that you're looking at or considering? I'm genuinely curious, would love to know. Let me know your thoughts. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.